Here with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about congruency equals credibility. When we're congruent, we are consistent and we make an impression of a vibe of credibility, like I can trust this person. So I was reflecting on Prince Harry and Miss Meghan. And I was just sort of looking, God knows they've got their challenges. And I was looking at the energies of Prince Harry because it struck me of him not being congruent, his message being different. He wanted privacy, but he didn't want privacy, writing a book, a memoir of exposing a lot of inner secrets. Now, I'm not judging that. It's not a commentary on whether he should have done it or none of that. I was just looking at, for him as a person, being in alignment with what he's doing. Is it in alignment with what he says he wants? So I think all of us face this aspect of trying to, as we try to get to know who we really are. And when I was looking deeper at his energies, I was looking at, he doesn't really know who he is. And he's been, like all of us, had an environment that dictated who he should be and the rules and regulations that he should live by. Certainly a great deal more standards than most of us are facing. But regarding that, I see him as a spirit just struggling with confidence and certainty of which direction to go and being easily influenced by people in his sphere of influence that maybe have a stronger presence or somehow what I call knowingness, his crown chakra, being completely connected with his higher self. Well, that's when we have that connection, and when our chakras are in alignment, we can have a soul congruency. And that's when we are walking our talk, or we appear authentic and aligned and somebody that we can trust. It's sort of an instant process of establishing trust with people. That's why certain people out there in the world build that immediate trust. I don't know why, I just trust them. So I was just looking at that, about that internal struggle. And when I was looking at his spirit, which again, I think so many people can relate to, is struggling to be seen and to be validated for who he is as a person, not his role, not his title, not his presence or the family. And so I see that internal conflict of him trying to assert who he thinks he is, trying to establish his own independence and credibility as an individual, and following the path of others that have gone before him. And, I thought, okay, just for the fun of it, I'm going to see if I can connect in with Princess Diana, if she has something to say. And what she said was, Harry, be quiet. And she said, Harry, pull back. It's contrary. Oh, the word was retreat. Harry, retreat. Whether he gives himself some space and time from the media presence or from blabbing about what he thinks he wants, to being connecting with somebody that can help him get clear and sort of sift through all of the overlays and the filters that have been imposed on him. And honestly, there's a deep-seated resentment and anger that his soul can't be free to be himself. So regardless of which side of the pond, he's fighting this internal battle and an external battle of what the world expects from him and what he really wants. And I think he's still in the process of trying to discover what that is. I know there's other people on this side of the pond that are trying to influence and tell him who he is. But again, it's a process that we all have to go through some deep diving, deep digging of process of really, unplugging the filters, unplugging the layers of programming that, it's pretty predominant. So again, there's that inner struggle that I see with everybody that I work with is how can I be me? How can I find out what my purpose is? How can I express that creativity or that passion that I have, or that deep knowing that I have that I'm supposed to be doing something different. Again, it's more of a presence of being and that alignment. The work I do is we work on the energetics of the chakras. And when all those chakras come into harmony with each other and our connection to our higher self, that's where we can truly express our authenticity, being congruent with our soul self. And that's how we develop and build credibility and our joie de vivre to live life at the fullest and to feel fulfilled. It's really actually scientific, but it's also very creative. And there's actually, I don't know if there's an actual form that we could say that it takes, other than having a system to allow the process or the flow to occur. And so I don't know, I feel like I'm jumbling all over myself today. It's the flow with my words isn't completely there. Lack of congruency, perhaps, in my own connection of what you want to hear today or what somebody's expectations are. Again, being incongruent, I think it's a daily practice that we can be reminded. Am I listening to all that I need for me today? Am I taking the steps in the right direction that I feel today is appropriate? Am I perhaps minimizing the noise in my environment? Am I congruent with what my needs are today? Am I congruent with my own feelings and with my thoughts about the world? Am I able to honestly express that and be open to yours? So I think, yeah, the communication space is requiring some attention here. So that's what I have for you today, is checking in with yourself. Maybe where are you not listening to yourself? Maybe where you could take a step back. With Prince Harry's message for all of us and Princess Diana is, where can I take a step back to come into a greater alignment with myself, to get more quiet, to go within, to reflect on the deeper needs that you have or that you desire, and forget about what everybody else out there says you should do or shouldn't do. So I think those are profound messages, and I hope that you can find that peace and congruency within your heart and soul today, and just live in the magic of creating flow. So there you have it. Hope you enjoy. And if you want to step into more of that, go ahead and sign up for my free reset training. You can get that on my homepage, and the link is in the description. I've also got an ebook on manifest anything that you want. So again, there's it's a step-by-step process that'll help you checklist where you're at and how you're doing. So check in with that. So I'll see you tomorrow for the live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, you're blessed.